Big news today, Dana White has finally broken his silence on the fight-fixing scandal rocking the UFC. The FBI is officially involved, and White isn't holding back. Meanwhile, Paddy Pimblett fires some heated shots at Islam Makhachev ahead of his next bout. Nate Diaz accepts Jake Paul's challenge, and Ronda Rousey finds herself under fire again. Let's get straight into it. Alright guys, let's kick this off with Paddy the Batty Pimblett, who's back in the headlines, and this time, he's taking direct aim at Islam Makhachev.
Yeah, absolutely punches his little head in. Yeah. I hope JDM batters him. I think JDM's a much better boxer, and if he can keep it on the feet, then he will absolutely batter him, and I hope he does. Islam was chatting pony the other day, saying who have I beat when he got a title shot at lightweight off beating Bobby Green, someone who I beat faster than you little bum. So, how about that one, Islam? Get back down to lightweight and I'll punch your head in as well.
Paddy reminded everyone that Islam got his lightweight title shot after beating Bobby Green, a guy Paddy claims he finished even faster. And just to add more spice, he finished with a challenge telling Islam to get back down to lightweight and I'll punch you there too. From Paddy's war of words, we move to another heated back and forth, this time involving Ronda Rousey and Matt Brown. So, Ronda recently made headlines criticizing Joe Rogan, claiming he's not an MMA expert because he never fought professionally. That didn't sit well with UFC veteran Matt Brown, who unloaded on Ronda in his podcast appearance on The Fighter vs. The Writer. Brown said Ronda's still holding onto old anger from her fighting days, saying she needs to go meditate or take a yoga retreat and find peace. He even called her the best person at shooting herself in the foot. Pretty harsh words, but he ended by saying he hopes she eventually accepts where her life is now and finds peace. Ronda's name still brings a lot of emotion into the MMA world. Love her or hate her, she left a mark that people can't stop talking about. But while that's been unfolding, there's a much more serious story that's shaken the fight community to its core. UFC CEO Dana White has officially addressed the fight-fixing allegations that surfaced after a suspicious bout between Yadir Delva and Isaac Dulgarin. According to White, the UFC was alerted just hours before the fight by IC360, a top betting integrity company, that something didn't look right. Odd betting patterns had been detected, and soon after, Dulgarin, who was the heavy favorite, lost by first-round submission. White says the moment the fight ended, the UFC contacted the FBI. "We called them immediately," Dana said. "I've already met with them twice today." He emphasized that the organization takes this issue extremely seriously, warning anyone even thinking about manipulating fights. "If you try to do this, we'll be your worst enemy. We'll go after you with everything, the FBI, whoever we need. We'll make sure you go to prison." Dana also dismissed viral claims that hundreds of fights were under investigation, calling that total clickbait. He said IC360 monitors every single fight, and that this was an isolated case, but still one the UFC is treating as a major threat. Now, that investigation has caught the attention of Ariel Helwani, who added even more fuel to the fire. On the MMA Hour, Ariel revealed that several fighters have privately confirmed to him that gambling groups have approached them in the past, offering huge sums of money to throw fights.
Isaac Dulgarin's story. This calls into question the integrity of a billion-dollar industry. I got a text last night which read, "Hey man, I saw you talking about people getting approached to throw fights. Wanted to chime in and say that, yeah, gamblers have approached me and I told them no. They offered me about 100K or so. It was a fight I ended up losing anyway, but there was no way I was going to compromise my integrity." Yeah, it's definitely something us fighters get approached with. I'm sure all of us have experienced it to some degree. I don't think Isaac Dulgarin is a bad person. He probably, based on his interviews, needed the money, if in fact he did something like this, allegedly. It is so easy to get to these guys and to prey on them, and quite frankly, I just have a hard time believing that more of this isn't happening, and it hasn't happened. I'm not talking about the failed attempts. I'm talking about, like, we have watched fixed fights. As we are speaking right now, I get a text. "I can tell you a fight that I am 100% certain was thrown, and 2 others that were attempted."
Oh man.
To me, that's scary. That's not.
He called it a tragedy for the sport, saying it preys on struggling fighters who might be desperate for cash. Now, shifting gears from controversy to chaos, Jake Paul is back at it, stirring trouble with not one, but 2 big names. A wild exchange went down on X between Jake Paul and former UFC heavyweight champ Francis Ngannou. Jake accused Francis of being scared after he turned down a 2-week replacement fight offer. Francis hit back instantly, warning Jake to choose your words wisely, boy, saying he agreed that Jake needed someone to discipline him after what happened with Mike Tyson, but told him to stay in your lane. Jake didn't stop there, saying, "My lane helped your lane. Maybe you're just a fake holier-than-thou actor." Francis finished the argument with a simple line, "Grow up and don't fall so low." But while Francis turned Jake down, Nate Diaz stepped right up. Nate tweeted, "Fight accepted. You're dead." Diaz also revealed he fought injured in their first boxing match, but still feels he won. He says he's ready for revenge, calling out the Paul sisters and promising to get it back soon. This rematch could be huge, especially with both men wanting to settle unfinished business. Meanwhile, over in Hollywood, some UFC stars are landing major movie roles. Amazon MGM's upcoming Roadhouse 2 has confirmed a stacked lineup of fighters joining Jake Gyllenhaal on screen. Names include Michael Chandler, Dustin Poirier, Wonderboy Thompson, Tyron Woodley, and even Glory kickboxing champ Rico Verhoeven. The first movie, which featured Conor McGregor, broke Prime Video records, and now, with an even bigger cast, this sequel could be another hit. UFC veteran Jay Hieron also returns, along with WWE star Dave Bautista and actor Aldous Hodge. And finally, in the training room, Khabib Nurmagomedov is showing that retirement hasn't dulled his fire one bit. In a new clip posted by AKA coach Javier Mendez, Khabib was seen losing patience with his fighters after a sloppy training session. He demanded perfection, making his students repeat a drill until they nailed it.
20. Who say ah? Only 40 seconds. I know you guys don't like me. 5. It's okay, guys. It's okay. Tomorrow stay home. Rosma. 1, 2, 3. No. Show me how you cannot do. Don't do this. Show me exactly how you have to do. Go, show me. 1, 2. You guys see? Let's go, guys. 1, 2, 3.
Even so, Khabib later showed that his ground game remains elite, even 5 years into retirement.
Чемпион, tough enough. Черный пояс по бразильскому джиу-джитсу. О, как он засветился, Хайп, когда снимать начал, прикинь. Черный пояс по бразильскому джиу-джитсу. Шамиль Шихшабеков. Ай, хорошо, попытка хорошая была. Продолжение переходит.
Khabib's standards are still sky high, and even 5 years into retirement, he later jumped in to demonstrate his elite ground game, proving he's still got it. That's the kind of leadership that made him one of the greatest ever. And to wrap things up on a lighter note, an unlikely reunion just happened between two old rivals. Dominic Cruz just launched his new podcast Love and War, and his first guest was none other than Uriah Faber. Despite their intense rivalry over the years, the two shared mutual respect in the episode.
Should have got your hand off my chin immediately.
Yeah.
That's what you need to be doing. And then I tried to flow over, but you had your leg over my back. Perfect technique.
Well, this is the so we have a choke series, a 12-point choke series that has only been out. So every practice, 2 days a week, we do a 12-point choke series where it's basically that, and there's like a bunch of different stuffs. And so that was like one of them.
Whether I wanted to admit it or not, you were pretty much the rocket ship for my career early on. The loss really like
I appreciate that.
It lit a fire under my ass losing to you. And so it's only fair that, you know, maybe we get you on the first podcast.
Yeah,
and here we are opening up with you.
Yeah, we're winning together now.
Win-win.
Awesome.
Which is wild. It's a win-win. And that's something I've been really focused on at this stage in my life now, is how, instead of making it like wrong and right, instead of just always trying to win, how do I create a win-win for the people around me? And that's something that's really important.
The two ended the show on a positive note, saying they're both focused on creating win-win moments in this new stage of life. It's great to see two legends turn competition into camaraderie. Alright guys, that's all for today's MMA Roundup. From Paddy's shots at Islam to Dana White cracking down on fight fixing, it's been a wild week in the fight world. If you enjoyed this breakdown, make sure to drop a like, subscribe, and hit that bell so you never miss the latest MMA updates. Thanks for watching, and I'll catch you in the next one.